Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Too often in life we get caught up in the idea of instant success. We see people who seem to have it all together and we wonder how they did it. What's the secret? The truth is, there is no secret. It's the result of countless small steps, taken day after day, with persistence, focus, and a clear vision. It's about building the life you want, one step at a time. Now, I want you to think for a moment. Close your eyes if you need to. Picture the life you dream about. What does it look like? What do you feel in that life? That vision, that dream is where it all starts. If you don't have a clear vision of where you want to go, you'll never get there. And I'm not talking about a vague dream like I want to be successful or I want to be happy. I'm talking about a vision that's specific, a vision that excites you, that makes you wake up every day with purpose. That vision is your map, and it's the first step in building the life you want. But here's the thing, a vision is just a dream until you start acting on it. And that's where most people fall short. They dream big, but they never take the steps necessary to make that dream a reality. They look at where they are now, and the gap between their reality and their dream feels too wide. But I'm here to tell you, you don't need to take giant leaps. It's the small steps that matter. It's the daily actions, even the ones that seem insignificant, that add up over time. Every little effort is a brick in the foundation of the life you want. Now, I know what you're thinking. I don't have time for all that. Let me tell you something. Small steps are not about time. They're about commitment. They're about showing up. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about doing what you can when you can and making it count. Don't focus on the big mountain in front of you. Focus on the next step, then the next. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. You see, consistency is key. You can't just take a few steps forward and then quit when things get hard. Success is not a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about staying consistent, even when the results aren't immediate. Think about it. If you take one step every day for a year, that's 365 steps forward. And after 2 years, you've made 730 steps. It's the consistency that creates change. It's the small, intentional actions that compound over time and lead to something much bigger than you imagined. Don't underestimate the power of showing up, even on the days when you don't feel like it. And let me tell you this, setbacks are inevitable. You can't expect a smooth road. There will be times when you feel like you're going backward, or worse, like you're stuck. But here's the truth, setbacks are not the end of the journey. They're just part of the process. Every setback is a lesson in disguise. If you're failing, it means you're trying. It means you're learning, you're growing. Don't let those setbacks discourage you. Let them teach you and keep moving forward. The road to success is paved with obstacles, and each one is there to prepare you for the bigger picture. Now, I'm a firm believer that you can't do it alone. Who you surround yourself with matters. The people in your life either lift you up or pull you down. You need a support system that believes in you, that pushes you to be better, and that encourages you when the road gets tough. You can't let negativity or doubt from others slow you down. Seek out people who inspire you, people who challenge you to reach higher, and people who genuinely want to see you succeed. When you surround yourself with positivity, you begin to rise too. And here's another thing, celebrate the small wins. I know it can be tempting to focus only on the big goals, the ones that seem out of reach. But trust me, every small win counts. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Every time you achieve something, no matter how minor it may seem, take a moment to appreciate it. Celebrate those victories, because they're the proof that you're moving in the right direction. Those small wins build your confidence and keep you motivated for the next step. Finally, and most importantly, keep your eye on the long-term goal. The journey might not always be easy, and the results might not come as quickly as you want. But if you focus on the bigger picture, on the life you want to create, those small steps become worth it. Every day you're closer to that vision, closer to the life you've dreamed of. Keep your focus, stay committed, and no matter what, never lose sight of why you started. Building the life you want is not about perfection. It's not about taking giant leaps. It's about taking small steps every single day and trusting the process. You've got this. Keep moving forward and watch how those small steps lead to big changes. Starting with a vision is the very first step toward building the life you want. Without a clear sense of direction, it's easy to get lost or distracted. A vision is not just a vague idea of what you want to achieve, it's a detailed, vivid picture of the future you desire. It's the reason you wake up every morning, the driving force behind your actions, and the compass that guides you when things get tough. Too many people go through life without ever truly understanding what they want or where they're headed. They drift, reacting to circumstances, letting the world dictate their path. But successful people know that if you want to build something meaningful, you have to start with a vision. And I'm not talking about a wish. A wish is something you hope will come true. A vision is something you commit to making a reality. Think about it, every great achievement, every monumental success started with a vision. Whether it's building a business, improving your health, or creating a family life you're proud of, the vision comes first. It gives you clarity, focus, and the strength to keep going when things get difficult. Without a vision, you have no target. You'll find yourself aiming at everything and hitting nothing. Creating a vision isn't a one-time exercise either. It's something that evolves as you grow and change. At different stages of your life, your vision may shift. And that's okay. The key is to be clear about what you want in this moment. To create a vision that excites you, that challenges you, and that makes you feel alive. When your vision is powerful enough, it will propel you through the hardest days. To start with a vision, ask yourself some important questions. What do you want your life to look like in 5, 10, or even 20 years? What kind of person do you want to be? What do you want to achieve? But most importantly, what will make you feel fulfilled? Your vision should be personal. It should resonate with who you are and what truly matters to you. Don't get caught up in what society tells you should matter. Your vision is yours to create, and it should come from a place of deep self-awareness and passion. Once you've developed your vision, write it down. Don't just keep it in your head. Put it on paper where you can see it every day. When your vision is written down, it becomes real. And more importantly, it serves as a constant reminder of where you're going. But don't make the mistake of thinking that having a vision alone is enough. It's only the beginning. It's the first step, but it's not the final destination. You must pair your vision with action. Vision without action is just a dream, and a dream without effort is useless. Your vision is your why, but your actions are your how. Starting with a vision is about creating a mental blueprint for the future. It helps you prioritize, make decisions, and keep moving forward, even when things seem unclear. Your vision is your motivator. It keeps you on track when distractions arise, when obstacles block your way, and when the road seems long. With a clear vision, you can stay focused on your goals and remain committed to your path, knowing exactly what you're working toward and why it matters. So take the time to define your vision. Let it be the fire that fuels your ambition, and use it as the foundation upon which you will build your dreams. Starting with a vision isn't just about setting goals, it's about aligning your mind, body, and actions towards something that has the power to transform your life. Taking action, no matter how small, is one of the most critical components of building the life you want. The world is filled with dreamers, visionaries, and people with great intentions. But the ones who actually make a difference, the ones who succeed, are the ones who take consistent action. It doesn't matter how big or small that action is, it's the act of moving forward that matters. So many people get paralyzed by the enormity of their goals. They see the mountain in front of them and think, I can't do this. They wait for the perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, or the perfect plan. But here's the truth, that perfect moment will never come. If you keep waiting for everything to align perfectly, you'll never take the first step. Success doesn't wait for you to be ready. It requires you to take action, even when you're unsure, even when you're afraid. Taking action doesn't mean you have to go from 0 to 100 overnight. You don't need to make drastic changes all at once. It's about those small steps that are often barely noticeable at the time, but will eventually compound into something massive. It's the 10-minute workout when you don't feel like it. It's the small decision to get up early and work on your goals before the world wakes up. It's writing a paragraph today when your novel seems impossible to finish. It's sending that email or making that phone call even when it feels uncomfortable. Every small action moves you closer to where you want to be. The power of small actions is that they build momentum. At first, it might feel like nothing is happening. You might not see immediate results, and that can be discouraging. But let me tell you something, the small steps are the most important. They're laying the foundation for the big breakthroughs that will come later. The more consistent you are with your actions, the more you start to see how those little efforts add up. Taking action also helps you get over the fear of failure. When you're stuck in indecision, afraid of making the wrong move, you're not moving forward at all. But once you start, even with small actions, you begin to gain clarity. The act of doing something, anything, gets you closer to finding your path. You learn more from action than you do from planning. Sometimes the most valuable lessons come from simply trying, from stepping into the unknown and seeing what happens. It's important to remember that no action is too small to matter. It's the accumulation of these small actions that lead to transformation. Think about it: when you plant a seed, it's not going to grow into a tree overnight. It needs water, it needs time, and most importantly, it needs consistent care. Your goals are the same. You must show up every day doing something that moves you in the direction of your dream, even if it's just a little bit. Over time, those small actions build on each other. And before you know it, you've built something significant. One of the biggest reasons people fail is because they stop after a few attempts. They get discouraged because they're not seeing instant results, and they give up before the real growth happens. But if you commit to taking action, no matter how small, you create a habit. And that habit is what will carry you through the tough times, the times when progress feels slow. Because small steps taken consistently will always move you closer to your goal. Taking action is also about letting go of perfectionism. It's easy to get caught in the trap of thinking that everything has to be done perfectly. But perfection isn't the goal, progress is. If you wait until everything is perfect, you'll never start. You'll keep finding reasons to delay, to put it off for another day. Perfectionism is a dream killer. Small, imperfect steps are what lead to big changes. Don't let the idea of perfection hold you back from moving forward. And here's the thing, taking action isn't just about the results, it's about who you become in the process. Each small action you take shapes you, molds you into someone who is capable of achieving their dreams. Every time you push past doubt, every time you show up even when you don't feel like it, you're strengthening your character, your resilience, and your confidence. You're building the very foundation of success. So, if you're looking to build the life you want, start with action. Start with one small step, no matter how insignificant it may seem. It doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be big, but it has to be something. Keep moving forward, even if it's just a tiny shift in the right direction. Remember, the journey to your goals isn't about giant leaps, it's about the small, consistent actions you take every single day. Those small steps are what will eventually lead to big changes. And before you know it, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Consistency is one of the most powerful tools for success. It's easy to get excited about a new goal, to feel the rush of motivation that comes at the beginning of a new endeavor. But what truly makes the difference is what you do day in and day out, long after that initial excitement fades. The most successful people are not necessarily the ones with the most talent or the most brilliant ideas. They're the ones who show up every single day, who commit to putting in the work. No matter how small the steps may seem, It's this steady, unwavering consistency that transforms ordinary efforts into extraordinary results. Consistency is about building habits that support your vision, even when the rewards aren't immediately visible. It's about choosing to take action, even when you don't feel like it. Think about it: how many people start a new diet or exercise program with great enthusiasm, only to quit after a few weeks? They expect fast results, and when they don't see them, they give up. But the truth is, results don't come right away. They require time, effort, and the persistence to keep going, even when you feel like throwing in the towel. This is where consistency comes in. It's not about how fast you can achieve your goal. It's about how consistently you show up for yourself day after day. One of the reasons consistency is so important is because it compounds. Small actions repeated over time create momentum. Imagine you're saving money, putting a small amount away every week. At first, it may feel like nothing is changing. You might wonder if it's even worth it. But as time passes, those small amounts start to add up. They accumulate. The same principle applies to every area of your life. Whether you're working on a personal project, building a career, or improving your health, consistent effort, no matter how small, compounds into massive growth over time. It's the daily actions that slowly build the foundation for bigger, more visible results. Consistency is also what keeps you going through the inevitable setbacks and challenges. Let's face it, life is full of obstacles. There will be times when things don't go the way you plan. You might hit a roadblock or face failure, and it's easy to lose hope. But it's consistency that pulls you through. When you have a consistent habit, it's not about perfection. It's about getting back up and continuing. It's about taking one more step, even when you face disappointment. Those who are consistent understand that failure is part of the process. It's not the end of the road, it's just a detour. What matters is that you keep moving forward, one step at a time. You also can't underestimate the power of showing up, even when you don't feel like it. There will be mornings when you're tired or when things don't go according to plan, but the key is to show up anyway. There's a phrase: the hardest part is starting, but the second hardest part, it's staying in the game when the excitement wears off and the work becomes routine. But showing up consistently, no matter how you feel, is what turns an action into a habit, and a habit into progress. Another critical element of consistency is accountability. When you commit to showing up every day, even for the smallest tasks, it builds discipline. That discipline, in turn, builds trust in yourself and your ability to follow through, and in your commitment to your goals. It's easy to break a promise to yourself. It's easy to procrastinate, to put things off until tomorrow. But when you consistently show up, when you honor your word to yourself, you build self-respect. The more you stay true to your commitments, the more you develop the inner strength to stay consistent, no matter the challenges. One thing you have to understand is that consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing every day in a rigid, mindless way. It's not about being perfect or having everything planned out. It's about the consistent effort to improve, to make progress, and to move closer to your goals every day. You don't need to have it all figured out, but you need to be committed to showing up and taking that next step. Whether it's learning something new, improving a skill, or just putting in the time, every bit of consistent effort counts. Progress is built on the small, sometimes seemingly insignificant tasks that you do on a daily basis. The beauty of consistency is that it makes success inevitable. If you continue to show up and put in the work, even on the hard days, the results will follow. They might not come as quickly as you want, but they will come. Trust in the process, trust in your ability to stay consistent, and trust that the little things you're doing now will lead to big changes in the future. In the end, success doesn't belong to those who are perfect, but to those who are consistent. And when you make consistency your habit, you'll find that success becomes not just possible, but inevitable. Setbacks are an inevitable part of any journey, but how you respond to them can make all the difference in your success. Too many people see setbacks as failure, something to avoid, something that should be feared. But the reality is, setbacks are not roadblocks, they are opportunities for growth. They are lessons in disguise, meant to teach you, refine you, and build your resilience. If you can embrace setbacks and look at them from a different perspective, they become some of your greatest teachers. The first thing to understand is that setbacks are a natural part of the process. Every successful person has faced them, whether they were trying to launch a business, learning a new skill, or even working on a personal goal. It's easy to think that successful people just have it easy, that they somehow have a smooth, uninterrupted path to their goals. But that's not the case. What sets them apart isn't that they avoided setbacks, but how they handled them. They've learned to view setbacks not as signs of failure, but as stepping stones towards something greater. When a setback happens, it's easy to get discouraged. You might feel like you're going backward, or worse, that your dream is out of reach. But that's the first mistake people make. They allow a temporary setback to convince them that they can't achieve their goals. In truth, a setback is just a temporary detour, a momentary obstacle that can help you build the skills, knowledge, and character needed to push through and succeed. It's a reminder that growth doesn't happen in a straight line. It's a winding road full of bumps, detours, and sometimes even detours that lead you to places you never expected. The key is to change your mindset. Instead of letting a setback define you, let it refine you. Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? Every setback is a chance to grow, to reevaluate, and to adjust. It's in these moments of struggle that you find your strength. Think about it. When everything is going smoothly, it's easy to coast. But when you face a challenge, you're forced to dig deeper, to be more creative, and to come up with new solutions. That's where growth happens. And if you can embrace those tough moments instead of running from them, you'll find that they're some of your most valuable experiences. Resilience is born from setbacks. The more you encounter and learn to navigate challenges, the stronger you become. When you face a setback and refuse to quit, you're building mental toughness. You're teaching yourself how to persevere, how to keep moving forward when everything around you tells you to stop. Each setback you overcome makes you more capable of handling future challenges. It's like building muscle. Each time you push yourself through discomfort, you grow stronger, and eventually what once seemed impossible becomes just another hurdle you know how to clear. One of the most powerful aspects of setbacks is that they provide clarity. When you're facing a challenge or a failure, it forces you to reflect and reassess. You can't keep doing the same thing and expect a different result. Setbacks push you to think critically, to adapt, and to try new approaches. Often it's the lessons learned from these difficult moments that lead to breakthroughs. You may discover a new perspective, a better strategy, or even realize that your original goal was not as important as you once thought. Setbacks offer an opportunity to realign with your purpose and move forward with a clearer, more focused mindset. The fear of setbacks is what holds most people back. People are afraid of failure, afraid of making mistakes, and afraid of what others will think if they don't succeed. But the truth is, you can't grow without failure. You can't achieve anything significant without facing setbacks. And every successful person you look up to has failed multiple times before reaching their goals. The difference is that they didn't let their failures define them. They embraced them, learned from them, and kept going. Failure and setbacks are just a part of the journey, not the end of it. So when setbacks happen, don't view them as signs to quit. Don't let them discourage you or make you doubt your abilities. Instead, take a step back and ask yourself, what is this teaching me? How can I grow from this? Every setback has a lesson, and if you're willing to learn from it, you'll come out stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the next challenge. Embrace setbacks as opportunities to learn, to grow, and to become the person capable of achieving your dreams. Because ultimately, your setbacks are not obstacles, they're the very things that will shape you into someone who can overcome anything. The people you surround yourself with have a profound impact on the life you build. They shape your mindset, influence your decisions, and affect your energy. If you want to build the life you truly want, you have to be intentional about who you allow into your circle. Surrounding yourself with positivity isn't just about avoiding negativity, it's about choosing people who elevate you, who inspire you, and who challenge you to become the best version of yourself. The energy around you will either propel you forward or hold you back. It's crucial to choose your companions wisely. Positivity is contagious. You start to believe in yourself more deeply and feel more confident in the choices you make. Their belief in you becomes your belief in yourself. And that's a powerful shift. A positive environment is one that pushes you to think bigger, dream higher, and take risks. It's about being around people who motivate you to step outside your comfort zone. These are the people who remind you that failure isn't something to fear, but a part of the process. They encourage you to take action, to not settle for mediocrity, and to always aim for something better. In a positive environment, you're constantly inspired to level up, to strive for more, and to reach beyond what you thought was possible. It's not about being surrounded by people who are perfect or always have everything figured out, but those who are determined to push forward, learn from mistakes, and grow with every challenge. It's equally important to surround yourself with people who genuinely support you. True positivity comes from people who want to see you succeed, who are willing to root for you even when you're struggling. These people don't compete with you, they cheer for you. They know that your success doesn't diminish their own. They believe in the abundance of opportunities, that there's room for everyone to win, and they want to see you achieve your goals as much as their own. Having a support system like this is invaluable. They will be there to encourage you on your hard days, to offer advice when you're feeling lost, and to celebrate your wins when you finally reach the summit. But it's not just about the people around you, it's also about the way they make you feel. Do they inspire confidence or instill doubt? Do they encourage growth, or do they try to keep you small? The right people will bring out the best in you, and the wrong ones will stifle your potential. This isn't to say that you should cut people out of your life who are going through struggles or negativity themselves, but it's essential to recognize the difference between those who are constantly bringing negativity into your life and those who are simply going through a tough time. The former will weigh you down, while the latter can still contribute positively by offering different perspectives and growth opportunities. One of the most powerful things you can do is build a community of like-minded individuals. This could be mentors, friends, family, or colleagues who share your values, passions, and vision for the future. Being in the presence of people who understand your goals and share similar dreams provides a sense of belonging and motivation that can't be found anywhere else. They push you to keep going, hold you accountable, and remind you of your purpose when you forget. They also help you see new possibilities, whether it's through fresh ideas or encouraging words, and they celebrate your growth as much as their own. In such an environment, you don't feel isolated. You feel empowered, knowing you have a strong group that's rooting for you, offering support when you need it. Now, positivity doesn't mean being surrounded by people who are always happy or pretending everything is fine all the time. Real positivity is about people who acknowledge challenges but choose to focus on solutions, those who approach life with a sense of optimism and resilience. They understand that difficulties will come, but they don't let them stop them. Instead, they find ways to learn from setbacks and keep moving forward. This kind of attitude is contagious. When you see others handling adversity with grace, it motivates you to do the same in your own life. Their ability to remain positive even in difficult circumstances can help you see the silver lining in your own struggles. At the same time, surrounding yourself with positivity isn't just about who you spend time with, but also the environments you place yourself in. Are you in spaces that encourage growth, creativity, and positivity? Do the people around you foster an atmosphere where learning and improvement are encouraged? Being in the right environments, whether it's a physical space or a digital community, can significantly impact your mindset. Choose environments that inspire you, that make you feel alive, that make you feel like anything is possible. When you actively choose to surround yourself with positivity, whether through people, environments, or habits, you begin to shift your own mindset. You start to adopt the same resilience, optimism, and belief in possibilities that those around you embody. Positivity isn't just about thinking happy thoughts, it's about believing in your potential, embracing challenges as growth opportunities, and recognizing that success is a journey, not a destination. The more you surround yourself with positivity, the more natural it becomes to live a life filled with purpose, optimism, and the relentless pursuit of your dreams. Celebrating small wins is a powerful practice that many overlook when they're focused on achieving big goals. We often find ourselves so fixated on the larger picture, on that ultimate achievement, that we forget to acknowledge the progress we've already made. But the truth is, it's the small wins, those seemingly insignificant steps along the way, that pave the road to success. When you take the time to celebrate these moments, you not only boost your morale, but also build momentum, reinforcing the positive habits that will carry you toward your bigger goals. Every success, no matter how small, is a sign that you are on the right path. We often measure success by the finish line the day we get the promotion, launch the business, or hit a financial target, but real growth happens in the daily grind. It happens in the quiet moments where you made a choice to stay on track, to push through the challenges, to keep moving forward. These small victories matter, and they deserve to be celebrated. They are the building blocks that lead to lasting change. When you take the time to acknowledge and celebrate them, you remind yourself that progress is being made even when it feels like things aren't moving fast enough. Celebrating small wins is also a powerful motivator. It's easy to get discouraged when you're working towards something big, especially if it seems like the goal is far away or hard to reach. But when you stop and appreciate the small wins along the way, it reignites your passion and keeps you engaged in the process. It shifts your focus from the distance you still have to go to how far you've already come. This shift in perspective can make all the difference in maintaining motivation, as it helps you realize that you're constantly moving forward, even if the pace is slower than you'd like. It's about recognizing that every step, no matter how small, brings you closer to your destination. Another benefit of celebrating small wins is that it reinforces the behaviors that led to success. Success is built on habits, and when you acknowledge the steps that are helping you get closer to your goal, you reinforce the good practices that will help you continue on that path. When you celebrate a small win, you're essentially giving yourself positive feedback. You're telling yourself that the work you're putting in is valuable, that it's worth continuing. This feedback loop helps you stay consistent even when the road gets tough. It builds a sense of accomplishment and boosts your confidence, making it easier to continue taking the necessary actions to reach your next milestone. Celebrating small wins also helps you stay grounded. It's easy to get caught up in the hustle, in the pursuit of the next big thing, and forget to acknowledge the progress you've made. Life is a journey, not a destination, and celebrating small wins reminds you to be present in the moment. It forces you to step back and appreciate what you've achieved rather than constantly striving for more. This practice brings gratitude into your life. It helps you recognize that even though there may be more to do, what you've accomplished so far is worth celebrating. It allows you to find joy in the process, not just the end result. Moreover, celebrating small wins cultivates resilience. Life isn't always smooth sailing, and setbacks are part of the journey. But when you've developed the habit of celebrating small wins, you create a positive mindset that helps you bounce back after difficulties. Even when things don't go as planned, you can look back at the progress you've made and remind yourself that setbacks are just temporary. They are part of the process, and you can still take pride in the steps you've taken toward your goal. Small wins serve as reminders of your strength, your perseverance, and your ability to move forward, even when faced with obstacles. This practice is not just about external achievements either. It's about internal victories, the moments when you've overcome self-doubt, pushed past fear, or developed a new skill. These personal wins are just as important if not more, than any external accomplishments. When you celebrate these internal victories, you acknowledge the growth happening within you. You celebrate the person you're becoming, not just what you're doing. This fosters a sense of self-worth and confidence that will carry you through any challenges that lie ahead. And here's something important: celebrating small wins doesn't have to be a big, elaborate event. It can be as simple as taking a moment to reflect on what you've accomplished, giving yourself a mental pat on the back, or sharing your success with someone who supports you. It's about recognizing that every step forward is worth acknowledging, and that those small moments of success are what add up to big changes over time. They don't have to be huge, grand gestures. It's the consistency of celebrating every victory that makes the difference.